Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? This is your boy Isaac.
And this is your boy Bryce.
And we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we have made it to the halfway point of the 2021 U.S. Open. And boy, oh boy, Bryce, has it been some craziness. Man, how have you been enjoying your 2021 U.S. Open, sir?
I mean, this has been great so far. I mean, and it's been great for a variety of reasons. I mean, first of all, you and I were there at the U.S. Open for the first couple of days. So we got
Yes, we were.
we got an opportunity to see quite a few matches live. We got an opportunity to meet up with some of our partners there. We got a chance to meet some of our listeners.
Yep.
Put a face and a body to a profile pic and a username.
Right.
And you know, it's always good being in New York. You know how much we both love New York.
Oh, yeah.
But probably the best thing was you and I got out of there before that rain hit.
Woo, right? Man, talk about good fortune, man. I mean, because the weather was talking about like a 70% chance on Monday. It didn't rain at all on us. We went there on Tuesday. It didn't rain. But right as we were leaving, Here comes that rain. So I think New York was crying because we were leaving.
I think so, too. And I think that just means we got to go back next year.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So it's been good from that perspective because obviously we missed going to the U.S. Open last year due to the pandemic.
Right. Right.
But then just watching the tennis, I mean, we had several people tell us over the last, 2 to 3 weeks, you know, I'm not really going to be into the Open. Venus, Serena not there.
Right.
Sophia Kennan's not there. They didn't really call her name. Roger's not going to be there. Team's not going to be there. Nadal. I ain't even going to watch this.
Right.
This has been already in the first week a very exciting tournament.
I think so. And as you know, and as you and I have talked with our listeners on our daily show, I think the narrative has been around other new, the up and comers, and it's allowed them to have some shine that typically the GOATs, if you will, tend to dominate as it relates to Serena trying to go for 24, and it relates to Roger and Rafa, and can they hold off Djokovic? And, even though Djokovic is getting a little bit of press, of course, for the calendar slam that he's going for, I feel like a lot of the stories have been around some of the up-and-comers and your Medvedev, Tsitsipas, and your Zverevs who are really trying to contend for a Grand Slam. So I like the fact that the narrative has changed up a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, and something else that's been really kind of interesting with this tournament is, this year, no lines people.
No lines people.
So, I mean, you have the electronic line calling. A shout out to Serena Williams for getting us in the first place.
That's right.
Right. And because of what happened at the U.S. Open.
Yep.
But, it's been interesting because you've not had these drawn out arguments with the chair umpires over line calls. I mean, they still occasionally ask to see, like, let me just see where the ball fell. But they know it's not going to change.
Exactly. Exactly.
And, and all the linesmen and lineswomen are marked safe this year from Djokovic. So, we don't have any attempted murder cases this year.
Exactly. Right.
So that's a good thing. They really want him to get this golden slam, this Grand Slam.
Right? Come on now. They're doing all they can to help him.
Oh my goodness. And before we get to the results, I just want to tap on something you mentioned. Listeners, Isaac referred to, we have a daily recap show that we do every morning. It is, God love you if you're on the West Coast. It's 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern on Clubhouse. Just look us up, Brothers on Tennis. You no longer need an invite to get to Clubhouse. So come one, come all.
There you go.
Check us out. You get to hear us for a few minutes, talk about, the matches of the day as well. Well, the matches that occurred the previous day. And then we take a peek at the matches that are occurring that day.
Right.
But probably the best part of the show, and Isaac, I'm going to let you speak on it, is when we bring the listeners up and they just have a go at
it. And folks, we have some incredible listeners and followers. I mean, they have great opinions, great insight into the sport, and they are so hilarious and entertaining. Trust me, if you don't come up on stage, you will have a blast just listening to the perspective of some of the folks that that follow Brothers on Tennis. So yeah, come on out and check us out. It's very entertaining.
Absolutely. So with that, let's jump into, what happened this first week. And Isaac, I always let you call it. Do you want to go the men or the women first?
Well, I kind of feel like I want to do ladies first, only because I want to kind of rip the Band-Aid off because of my predictions. I was looking at who I predicted for the round of 16, which is where we are at, folks. We are at that point of round of 16, both male and female draws. And, I just need to go on ahead and own up to the choices that I made because, boy, woo! I think I called one round of 16 correctly. One.
Are you serious?
One. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I literally only have 3 people that are on the ladies' side that are still in the draw. That and like I said, it's just bad, bro. I can't even talk right because it's so bad. How my predictions are. It's just horrible. I don't know about you, but yeah, let's start with the women.
Well, and I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to even talk about the round of 16. The 2 people that I had in the finals are now gone.
Yeah, me too.
So, I mean, Control, Alt, Delete, and start over, So here, one of the storylines that we've had was that come round 3 for the women, they were stating that all top 20 seeds were still in the tournament, which was remarkable.
Right.
But then the next day,
right.
or the next 2 days, we lose the number 1 and the number 3 seeds. And in case you don't know who those people were, Ash Barty and Naomi Osaka, who were the 2 people that I had predicted were actually going to be in the finals.
Right. Same here, brother. Same here. My draw has been ripped to shreds on the ladies' side. The only thing that I potentially had right going into the quarters, and again, we don't know this result, but I have predicted a Krejcikova-Sabalenka quarter. So that one is still possible. All of my other quarters are destroyed.
I feel you. So let's do this real quick.
Yes.
Before we talk about the people that are in the 4th round here, getting ready to play to get into the quarters.
Yes.
Other than the 2 upsets we just mentioned of the 1 and 3 seeds, were there any other surprises to you that were like, wow, I did not expect that match to go that way?
Well, I mean, I have to look at my quarters and just kind of say, wow, how poorly were my picks? I mean, again, I had Barty in the quarters. I had Badosa in the quarters, and she lost. She was upset. I had Kvitova in the quarters, and she got taken out. I forget who took Kvitova out again.
She just lost yesterday to Sakari.
Thank you. I had Kvitova instead of Sakari. I actually had Rybakina versus Osaka, and both them gone. And these are my quarters, y'all, and we had the round of 16. Yes. So I just, bro. I mean, all of those have been complete, surprises to me because I picked them, so I thought they were going to make it to the quarters, and so those were at least my upsets. What did you flag on your side?
Well, for me, I was surprised that Rybakina lost, but if you watch the match, Rybakina hurt her foot, I believe it was.
That's right. That's
And
true.
so no one likes to say, someone lost because of injury or they won because their opponent was injured, but sometimes it's just kind of, it is what it is.
Right.
And I think that injury definitely impacted Rybakina,
Mm-hmm.
pulling that match out.
Right.
I, like you, thought that Kvitova was going to take out Sakari.
Yep. Yep.
So, I was a little surprised with that personally. But do you know what? In all honesty, because so many of the seeds came through, and I guess I was just like a seed boy in terms of picking, my folks.
Uh-huh.
I'm not too surprised. I mean, the biggest surprise for me,
Yeah.
honestly, was Coco Golf.
Yeah.
I thought Coco was going to come through. I thought she was going to beat Sloane Stephens.
Right.
And we looked like for a minute we had a resurgent Sloane Stephens
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
until Angie Kerber was like, I have 3 majors, you only have 1, so that makes me greater than you.
Basically,
So,
yes.
yeah, so, I mean, she ended up handling up on her. And you know what? Something that we didn't talk about on our daily show, and so
Mm-hmm.
I want to just throw this out and look. Props to Leylah Fernandez for winning that match against Osaka. I like Leylah. I didn't
Yes.
really think she had it in her, honestly, to win that match.
Yeah.
But she's just a bundle of joy to watch. She seems like the sweetest lady in the world.
Right.
Very happy for her. Would love to see her go far. Hell, I'd love to see her win the whole tournament if she could.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But something we didn't really talk about on our daily show is in the round before that matchup, Naomi got a walkover.
Right. Right.
Do you think that in any way, because Naomi looked pretty decent in her first round match,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
do you think that in any way kind of maybe got her off her mark?
Yeah, it can throw off your rhythm if you get, if you're in a Grand Slam and you're expecting to play, 7 matches basically, and you end up, getting a walkover. I can see it kind of messing with you, but again, with the champion that she is, I would have expected her still to be able to get through the match.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And then the other one which is the obvious one we have to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
is Barty and Shelby Rogers.
That's
And
right.
and I remember when I forgot which commentator was saying it, whether it was Mary Jo Fernandez, it was one of the ladies, and they were saying, "Oh, we've only got one American left. Is Shelby Rogers versus Ash Barty?" And I kind of said to myself here in my house, "Well, we'll have none after tonight."
I said the exact same thing, Bryce.
you
Exact
know,
same thing.
but speak on it, Isaac. I mean, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it was one of those occasions where, you know, we're in New York. It's U.S. A U.S. crowd. I think that Shelby and Barty have played each other a ton of times over the last year. In fact, and Barty has really taken all of those matches. So Shelby wasn't, there was no surprise in the game. So she knew what she was coming up against. And again, Barty had her up in the 3rd set. And I just feel like Shelby honed in on all of the different upsets that had been happening. She honed in on the fact that she was in the U.S. This was the U.S. Open. It was a U.S. crowd, and she played to the crowd, and she allowed the crowd to energize her. And I think that allowed her to really step her game up. And again, I know that we kind of debated this a little bit on the Daily Show because some of our listeners were thinking that she just choked. I don't know that I can put that in the choking arena because I just feel like Shelby stepped her game up and she just brought she brought another level that I don't even think Shelby knew she had because again she was shocked afterwards. She was literally shocked that she was able to come back and pull that upset, and I think it was her reaching another level that she didn't exactly know she had. And again, I think it was the New York crowd that allowed her to reach that level. It wasn't a matter of Barty just choking it out. Because, you see when people choke, they start hitting,
Right.
shanking shots and doing all that stuff. Barty was not doing that. Shelby just brought another level. And she came back and she used the crowd to get that victory. So I just thought it was an incredible win for Shelby.
Right. And I completely agree with everything that you said. And I just want to reiterate something that I said on the Daily Show. All that being said,
Yep.
Ash Barty being the number one player in the world, you in a major, up 5-2 serving,
Yep.
and a third set, you've got to be able to close that out.
You've got to be able to close that out. That's what differentiates champions, true champions. And she really should have been able to just absolutely shut the door, shut it down. And in that sense, she didn't, because when she saw Shelby raising her level, she needed to then raise her level, because that to me is what your greats and your Grand Slam champions, they have that next level and they're able to deal with that. And she unfortunately was not able to.
So, Isaac,
man.
now, I'm going to say this. I'm sitting here looking at the women's draws right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at all 8 matchups for the 4th round. And I'm going to tell you what, and I'm hoping I'm not being extra by saying this. Without Venus, without Serena, without Kenin, without Barty still being in, and without Osaka being in, I am into all 8 of these matchups.
I agree.
For the women.
I agree.
I don't know if you had told me like all those people would be not in the mix, then I would be like, no, I'm probably not, right?
Right.
I am invested in every last one of these 4th round matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brad. I agree with you 100%. I think each of these matches brings a new kind of nuance, and it's just very interesting to see who is going to really hold their nerve and break through, because there is an opportunity in this draw, a big opportunity. Because I don't believe outside of Kerber and Halep that we have it. No, and Krejcikova. Well, I always forget. Oh no, no, actually, it's 4 of them. So it's Muguruza, Krejcikova, Kerber, and Halep that still have Grand Slams.
But you forgetting about Andreescu.
Oh yeah, that's right. U.S. Open. That's right. So we've still got some. To me, the potential is there for anybody to step through and snatch this Grand Slam. I don't have anyone that I would say is just the alt-right, like I had Barty or Osaka. I just don't. I feel like any of these ladies could literally slide through here and snatch this U.S. Open.
All right, I'm gonna ask you an interesting question because I'm liking this conversation.
Okay.
Let's say it's Isaac's world, right?
Yes.
And you could pick who of these 16 ladies left. Who do you want to win the most? Who would you be most happy for hoisting this trophy at the end of next week?
Oh, that's such a great question. If I am being honest with you, and I think it's just because I've had her on my varsity squad and I've been kind of pushing for her to get to the top of the game, and she has done so. I honestly feel like I would be most happy if Sabalenka won this U.S. Open.
Okay.
Yeah, I like I don't know what it is about her, but I just like Sabalenka. I like her a lot. I remember we were talking about her when she was in the top 20, and I was like, yo, bro, she's going to punch somebody out the top 10. She's because she's going to claim her spot. And she has done so, and she has played great tennis. She's still trying to kind of make her way, if you will, establish herself at the majors. But I just really feel like if I'm looking at all of the ladies who are still left in this draw, I would be most happy if she won this Grand Slam. What about you?
And you know what? And your pick is good because it's somebody that has, I think, a good shot. At winning.
Right.
The person that I would be most happy for, I don't know that they have the strongest shot to win it all. But if Leylah Fernandez could somehow pull this off, I would be so happy for her.
That would be amazing, bro.
So happy for her. I don't think she has nearly the chance to win it that like a Sabalenka does.
Right.
But I would love to see that. Matter of fact, I don't even know if she'll get past Kerber in this next round.
That might be tough.
Yeah. Because Kerber's like, I've been hitting this lefty swing a lot longer than you.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, but I'm with you. I like Layla Fernandez a lot, and if she could take it, I would not be mad at that at all.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's just take this real quickly, quarter by quarter.
Yes.
Right. So first quarter up here, we have Rogers versus Raducanu
Mm-hmm.
and Bencic versus Swiatek.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard to choose, I tell you, because while I think Shelby had a really really strong, again she pulled off the upset against the number one player in the world, but
Right.
I have to say Raducanu taking out Cerebus Tormo, Love and One.
Yes.
That young lady is feeling herself, and I'm just thinking that she might be like, Shelby Rogers, ain't nobody scared of you, sis. Yeah, we're in America, but I am from what? The North. And I'm going to claim some of this too. So
Yeah.
I actually think Raducanu is going to get through that match. Who do you think is going to get through?
Do you know what? I have a feeling that Shelby may have a little bit of, what do you call that? I forgot the term, like after you have a big a letdown. Is that what they
Right.
call it?
That's what they call it. Yep.
Yeah, I think she may be potentially at risk for that.
Right.
Whereas I think Raducanu was on a roll.
Yes.
So I'm going to call the upset there.
Yeah.
Raducanu coming through that match.
I'm with you.
Now, Bencic Swiatek. What are you thinking?
Ooh, that one hurts, man. Because of course you've got Belinda with the golden glow. She's got the gold medal, but then you got Swiatek, who is still young, still fighting hard. She got that hard forehand, and Belinda can be a bit volatile at times, and that's what makes me very nervous to pick her because Swiatek is so solid. She is so strong, mentally. And I realize lately she's had some, little crying events and things like that. But still, I feel
Right.
like between the two of them, she's definitely the more mentally steady. So I'm struggling with this one, Bryce. I am going to go with my girl who I interviewed, which is Belinda Bencic. I am going to stick with Belinda.
I agree with you. I think that golden glow continues and
Yep.
gets her through that match.
Yeah.
The next quarter, we've got the good Pliskova against Pavlyuchenkova.
Yeah, and for one of the first times ever, I'm finally going to vote on Pliskova, which likely means she's going to lose. But but I just feel like through these last Grand Slams and through these recent tournaments, she has shown a strong fight and just strong tennis in general. And I just feel like she's got the game to be able to deal with Pavlyuchenkova. So I'm going to pick Pliskova. How about you, bro?
I agree. I think she's still on a roll from that Wimbledon final.
Yep.
And I think it continues.
There you go. There you go.
Next, we have Sakkari against Andreescu.
Ooh, that one. Oh my gosh, that one is a pop up. I mean, I don't even know who to pick on this one because they're both feisty. They're both going to be fighting. Andreescu looked really good coming out of the last round, of course, because she should have, because we talked
She wasn't
about
playing
it.
nobody.
She wasn't playing nobody. But Sakkari looked good taking out Kvitova. So I feel like I should give her the edge. But at the same time, my mouth wants to say Andreescu. So I'm just going to go with what my mouth wants to say. I think Andreescu is going to somehow or another muster the fight to get through that match.
I'm going to go with Sakkari just because I think she's a little more informed.
Okay.
Andreescu is still a little bit on the comeback kid road. And but as we know, she's going to make it dramatic.
Yes, she will.
And anything can happen, right?
Yes,
anything
exactly.
can happen. All right. Third quarter, we have Miss Monfils against Halep.
Yeah. I think we talked about it on the Daily Show. You pointed this out. I think one or two of the listeners pointed it out as well. With Halep still having that slight injury and or not being 100%, I kind of am leaning towards Svitolina getting through this match. So I'm going to vote on Jim's life to get through this.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I definitely would be leaning Halep if I knew she was 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing we know Svitolina can do is run.
Correct. Correct.
So I think she's going to look to move her and keep her out there as long as she can.
Yes, I agree. I agree completely.
All right. Then we have the battle of the lefty swings. We have
Yeah.
Miss Angelique Kerber against Leylah Fernandez.
Yeah, and so Bryce, there's two things on this one. Why I'm going
Okay.
with this pick. First of all, I think you alluded to this with Shelby. I feel like Layla's going to have a little bit of a letdown, given that she took out Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I think Angie Kerber is going to be like, I will win the battle of the lefties. I have the
Yeah.
lefty swing, and actually 3 points. I think it's that. Plus, I also think that with, again, who Layla has taken out, she took out some very, very power hitters, and I think Linnell was the one referencing this. With Angie doesn't come with a lot of pace, so it's going to be hard for Layla to really, take the ball early and really take a lot of time because of the fact that Kerber won't be hitting the ball as hard. So I feel like that's also going to play a factor in this one. So I'm going to go for Kerber on this one, even though my heart would want Leylah Fernandez to win, though.
I'm like you. My heart is 150% behind Leylah Fernandez, but I think experience wins out here.
Correct. There you go. There you
All
go.
right.
Yeah.
And then to the final quarter, we
Yes.
have Krejcikova, the forgotten major
The
winner,
forgotten major winner.
right, against Muguruza.
Oh my gosh. You talk about a toss up there, bro. I don't know who to pick in this one. I really, truly don't know who to pick
Right.
because as much as I want to pick Muguruza, I just think that Krejcikova is just, she got that sneaky, solid game that it really takes something really over and above to take her out. And I'm not sure if Muguruza has that. I really don't. So, you know what? This is one of those things where I think Muguruza will win, but I'm picking Krejcikova.
I am picking Krejcikova, and this is the reason why.
Uh-huh.
Normally the thing that Muguruza has over most of her opponents is that she's a Grand Slam champion.
Right, right.
Krejcikova is like, I done
Check,
did that too,
check
and
that
I did
box.
it in singles and doubles. All
Mm-hmm.
right,
Huh.
and right,
Exactly.
and the other thing is, I think when you compare current form,
Yeah.
I don't think Muguruza is playing her top level right now.
Right. I agree.
I think she's maybe healthy, maybe with the back injury again, but she
Mm-hmm.
just isn't top Muguruza right now. And I think, look, Krejcikova's rankings going up every single week.
Every week. Yep. Yep.
So I'm going to give the slight edge to Krejcikova, but would not be surprised, obviously, if Muguruza won.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yep.
All right. And then our final matchup, the X doubles partners, Elise Mertens and Sabalenka.
Yeah, I'm going with Sabby on this one. I think she's
Right.
beaten her before. She knows her game. She's going to bring it to her. I don't. I think this will be the easier one of all of the ones that we talked about.
I was just getting ready to say, I think this is the most straightforward one for me out of all the 8.
Exactly.
But I will put this caveat out there. Whenever you have two players that know each other as well as they do, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's very, very true.
And we know Mertens ain't got no quit in her.
No, she don't. No, she does not at all. So very true.
So, well, let's just go ahead and jump. Who are your semifinalists?
All right. So I am going to go ahead and pick Bencic.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Bencic versus. Ooh. I'm going to say Bencic versus Pliskova.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's exactly who I'm thinking.
I think Pliskova gets it done. I think that she's fighting, man. She's fighting, and I think that I benches Pliskova.
Well, I totally agree with you. So I'm gonna jump to the bottom
Yeah,
and
who do you
say
got?
for the semis, I'm going with Kerber versus Sabalenka.
Stop it. Those are my picks. Those are my picks.
Okay.
Yep.
So finals. What's the finals here?
Now this is where it kind of hurts because, like I told you, who I want to win, versus who I think is going to win.
Yep.
I think the final is going to end up being Angie Kerber versus Pliskova, and I actually think Angie Kerber is going to win another Grand Slam.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where we are complete opposites.
Okay.
I think the final is going to be Bencic against Sabalenka.
Wow. Okay.
And I think Bencic is going to win her first major.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. All spicy, right. Huh?
That's spicy, dog. So you think she's going to get gold and a Grand Slam
I
think
she's like, I am tired of being in Roger Federer's shadow while he is out there with his busted knee. I'm going to represent out here.
I'm going to represent and make sure the Swiss stays on your tongue, right?
Yeah. I think she's going to win her first major.
All right. Look, I wouldn't be mad at that because I like me some Belinda Bencic. So, yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that.
All right. So that is the women's.
Spicy, y'all. Spicy.
Yes. So let's bounce over to the guys and see what they doing over here.
Let's see what they doing, yo. Let's see what's up.
So we're in the same round here with the men. We did not have the same scenario where we had the top 20 seeds that made it to
exactly right
to the third round, but we had some very interesting results. So Isaac, leading up to the fourth round, what were some surprise results for you?
Yeah, so I was a little surprised with Karen Khachanov not being in the mix. I really thought that him coming off of the great Olympic showing that he had, that he would, do a little bit better here at the U.S. Open. So I think that was a little bit disappointing for me. And not that this is a quote unquote disappointment, but I actually thought that Isner was going to do better than he has done.
Right.
So to me, shout out to Opelka for holding it down for the 7-footers, because I actually had Isner being the 7-footer that would make it, to this point, and not Opelka. So good on you, Opelka. Good job, buddy.
Right. No, that's a good call. Nakashima, shout out to him. I mean, here's one of the real interesting stats, right?
Yeah.
There were 13 American men that made it out of the first round.
Crazy.
Which did not include John Isner, Sam Querrey, nor Tennis Sangren.
Buster. Anyway, yeah, exactly, which is crazy. 13, folks. I mean, that is unheard of. That has definitely not happened in a very, very long time. So,
Shout out to the American men coming up. Now, there were a couple that I'm not going to necessarily even say I'm surprised, but there's some interesting narratives out here that I'm not liking. And one of them is on Dimitrov. I'm not sure what's going on with him. There's every tournament, there is some physical ailment.
Right.
That is taking him out. And I don't know, Isaac, what's going on?
I wish I could call it, bro, because I am a huge Grigor Dimitrov, follower. It's very disappointing that his body is just failing him right now, and I don't know if it's just the it's just the effect of Roger Federer having his issues. It just, Grigor tends to always kind of follow whatever Roger's doing, just in a more minor sense. It's disappointing because I feel like he could be really capitalizing on this time. Because you think about it, I mean, Grigor played some incredible matches against Federer, against Novak, against Nadal. And if he had that game right now, he could possibly be holding a Grand Slam. It's just disappointing that, again, at this point, his body is just not cooperating with him. So I don't know what the problem is, but it's not good, bro. It's not good.
Not at all.
No.
Another one. Now, granted, it may look okay now because we've seen Alcaraz do what he's done so far.
Right.
But in the first round, he took out Cam Norrie, who was, as far as I'm concerned, one of the hottest players of the year.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got to give it to Cam. He has had an outstanding year. So to go out to Alcaraz, that was a bit surprising. But again, now that we've seen who else Alcaraz has taken out, maybe not too shocking.
Right, exactly. I was also in that kind of same section. I was surprised with Ugo Humbert.
Yeah.
Going out to Gojo in the first round.
Yeah. And Gojo, like I said, I've watched his game. He has a very flat, very hard, heavy game. But apparently it's just coming together at this US Open. So I'm happy for him because I know his ranking has been like really, really in the basement.
Right.
So this will help him, get his ranking back up because I feel like he is definitely a top 50 player. So he should be in that range, and hopefully these results will help him get back there. Because yeah. Did he have to qualify, or how did he actually make it into the draw?
Gojo?
Do we know?
Yeah, he was a qualifier.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, and to me, his game is definitely good enough that he should be one of those folks getting direct entries. So I really am happy for him, and hopefully this will help his ranking so that he doesn't have to go through qualies anymore, or again, rather. Yeah.
And I guess the last one for me, because I thought they were going to be a little bit in that bronze soul glow, was Karina Busta. And him losing to Cressy, who I like, by the way. He's one of these Americans that I really like. He seems like he's a good chap.
Yeah.
But I thought, Karina Busta, I needed him to stay in as one of the Djokovic beaters.
Exactly. Yeah, he kind of let us down in that sense. But Cressy played a great match against him. So, I guess he just really was not ready for all of that heavy game. And, because he's a tall guy as well. So he was bringing it to him. And to take it in the fifth set, very, very impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I got to do this, Isaac. Before we talk about these quarter matchups, I got to give shout out to my guy.
Yes.
Although he had to tap out last night,
right.
I'm telling y'all, my boy Jack Sock is on his way back.
I agree with you, bro. I agree. He played a great match against Zverev. That first set, I was like, all right, he's with him. He's with him. And to me, that just shows that Jack Sock has the talent to get back to the top 10. He absolutely does.
Yes.
Yeah.
I expect for him within a year to be amongst the top Americans. I'm not saying he's going to be in the top of the world, but he will be amongst the top of the Americans within a year.
I agree with that statement, brother. 100%.
So let's do this now. Let's go ahead and do like we did on the ladies' draw. Now we have these fourth round matchups. And you know what, Isaac? These are some really good matchups too. Maybe not quite on the level as the women, but still.
Right.
Pretty good. So first quarter, we have Djokovic against Brooksby, who we're a little sad Karasov couldn't get it done, but shout out to Brooksby.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, Brooksby is a great young man, and he's having some really, really, really nice results. Unfortunately, I feel like it will definitely stop after this round. I think, like I mentioned on the Daily Show, bro, Djokovic will be like, "Oh, your game is nice. That's cute." But guess what? I got that game style too, and I'm gonna really show you how to maximize it.
And if that hip was sore yesterday,
my goodness, yeah,
we're gonna test it out.
We're gonna test it out. I think Djokovic will be stopping by the bread store to bring him some gifts. I really, really do. He's gonna be like, young man, this is how you play this game. So I do see Djokovic getting through. How about you, my man?
Oh yeah, I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'm gonna have my Brooksby shirt on, but yeah, Djokovic is like, no, you're not the one, son.
You're not the one. No.
So then in that same quarter, we have what is it, Ote?
Yeah, I guess it's Ote. We need to figure out how to say that boy name, but I guess we don't say Ote for now.
Yeah, Ote.
Oh, take.
So he, he,
Maybe we shouldn't.
boy, we so crazy. Anyway,
Yes.
we have him playing Berrettini.
Yes, yes. And I fully expect for Berrettini to do Berrettini things and get through that match and make the quarter that I predicted, which is going to be Djokovic versus Berrettini, which I'm pretty sure you predicted as well.
Yeah, that was kind of a given there. So,
Yes, yes.
all right, now we go down to the second quarter, and we
Hmm?
have knock him out Zverev
Yeah,
against
right?
Mr. Sinner.
Yep. And again, I predicted Zverev to make it to the quarters. I am sticking with my prediction.
I agree with you. Now, I don't know if you predicted Opelka against Lloyd Harris.
No, I didn't have either of them there, in fact. So yeah, that was one of my Buster sections, but you know that I'm most definitely going for Opelka. I think, Lloyd has a great game, but I don't know that he's going to be ready for that 7-foot serve-bot game to be coming at him. And Riley actually has some confidence right now. I think he's playing with a lot of confidence. He's had a really, really nice summer. I see him making it to the quarters.
I agree. I think it's Zverev, Opelka. Although I
Mm-hmm.
am going to give, I just have this feeling that there is a path for victory for Lloyd Harris over
Oh,
that
for
match.
sure, for sure.
But I agree with you. I give Opelka the edge.
Mm-hmm. And quietly, I would say, honestly, a little bit of the same with that center match. I think
Mm-hmm.
Sinner's Zverev. Don't count out Sinner. Sinner has got he's got the firepower to take it to Zverev. I
Right.
just feel like Zverev has the experience level that might end up outshining him to get to the quarters. But Sinner's gonna make it a battle.
And you won't hardly ever hear me say this ever again.
Mm.
But I need Zverev to stay in here because
Yeah,
I need Zverev to potentially be there in the semis waiting for Joker if he
exactly,
gets there.
exactly.
Because Opelka, Harris, or Center, I think would
Woo.
get worked
They-
by by Djokovic. I'm sorry.
I know that good wording. They would get worked, and that is the truth. I agree with you.
Yeah, so we got to keep the Djokovic beaters in there. All
That's
right.
right.
So now jumping down to the third quarter, now
Yes.
probably the matchup I'm most excited about
Yes.
is Tiafoe against FAA.
Yep. That one, as am I. I mean, of course, those two are folks that we support. We love them. For this one, bruh, I am going with Felix. I just feel like you've got Uncle Tony in the stands. I think he's got confidence. I know someone on the show was talking about were they good friends. Felix was good friends with Berrettini as well, but you saw how they went at it at Wimbledon.
Right, exactly.
And you saw how they went at it a few weeks ago, and Felix got that one. So
right.
I don't think Felix. I think he is professional enough to know it. You set all that at the door. You walk on the court and you battle. And I think that's the mindset Felix will come with, and I think he's going to edge out Tiafoe.
I'm gonna go for the flip here.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I'm starting. I mean, now look, Francis done fooled me before, so let me put that out there. Be real clear about that. But
right.
I don't know. I feel like I feel something with Tiafoe changing finally
All right.
a little bit. There's some maturity in there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you what, like, to me, FAA is a little bit like a souped up RBA.
Okay.
You know, Felix to me not Felix, sorry. Tiafoe to me has a little more of an X factor to his game.
Okay. Yep.
And I feel like, before where he's been like, wow with it, I think he is starting to hone that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're starting to see the effects of Wayne Ferreira maybe on it a little bit.
Right.
But once again, here I am waffling. I'm calling Tiafoe, but would not be surprised in any way, shape, or form if FAA won this match.
Right. And I'm the flip as well, just like you. I would not be surprised if Tiafoe won. And honestly, would be happy for either brother. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, to me, this is just one of those, I'm just happy that they got there and that one of them's going to make a quarter.
And honestly, let's be clear. has a real opportunity to make a semi.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk about what that next match will look like. And we have Gojo against Alcaraz, better known as Little Rafa, who came out of the tennis dungeon,
Right.
according to Linnell. So
Exactly. I think that, Alcaraz continues to, show the game that like I said, Juan Carlos Ferrero, one of my absolute, heroes as far as tennis players of the old school. He's coaching Alcaraz. I think he's got this young man fired up. He's got him mentally strong. I think he gets past Gojo, honestly, in a very easy way, I believe. I think it'll go straight sets.
I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
he's got too much game for Gojo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And to the fourth and final quarter, we have Vanda Zandschulp.
Yep.
I had to go slow with it.
There you go.
He is playing Diego Schwartzman.
Yeah. And I hate to always, I hate to give shade to Diego because I like Diego a lot. I really like that young man. But I just feel like other players can overwhelm and or overpower him. And I kind of see that happening with Van de Zandschulp. He's an up and comer. He's got a big game. And I honestly just think that with, again, all this, not resurgence, but all of this, all these young kids coming out and just, getting these good results. I think he too is riding that wave. And I think that he's going to pull that upset.
I agree with you. I think he's going to bully Schwartzman around the court.
Right.
I think the one thing that Schwartzman has as just maybe a last ditch effort, if the young kid has problems closing.
Right.
Because we know Schwartzman ain't gonna go nowhere.
No.
And so that is his last kind of ditch effort to win. It's just if he can hang in there and maybe get it to a tight fourth or even to a fifth, then if that happens, I might give Schwartzman the advantage in a fifth set.
I agree completely. If it goes 5, I give it to Schwartzman for sure. But I don't think that it's going to go 5.
5, right? That's the thing. The break's going to be gone by the fifth set, right?
Exactly.
I feel you. And then for the last match, we have Daniel Evans against Medvedev.
Yeah, Daniel going to get skull drug. Medvedev is not trying to play with him whatsoever. He can be like, yeah, come to the net, give me a target. I'm going to pass you all day long. You can't handle my ground strokes. This, to me, is going to be a very straightforward win.
Yeah, I totally agree. So let's take it back to the top and let's jump to our semis. So who do you have in the semis up top?
I'm sticking with my prediction. I'm going with Djokovic versus Zverev.
I'm right there with you. Totally agree. And on the bottom, I'll go with the tricky bottom.
All right.
Which is, I'm going to go with Alcaraz. I'm going to go with the young kid.
Okay.
I'm going to put him in the semis against Medvedev.
Okay. I'm putting FAA against Medvedev in the semis.
Okay. All right. Finals. Who do you have in the finals?
I'm not changing any of that prediction. I think it's going to be Zverev versus Medvedev, and I think Medvedev wins the title. Sticking with my original prediction.
Gotcha. I can't remember. Did I say that Zverev or Djokovic was going to be in the finals?
You said Djokovic was going to beat Zverev and that Medvedev would beat Djokovic.
Beat Djokovic.
Yes.
I guess I'll go ahead and stick with that. Ain't no need to change unnecessarily, right? If they're all still in, right?
We're still trending, right? Exactly.
Right, yeah. So I'll stick with that. I want yours to come true.
Yes.
I want yours to come true, but we'll go ahead and we'll ride with that.
Right on.
So, look, we want to give a quick shout out to the doubles. Big surprises for us, right?
Yes.
On the men's side, Mektic and Pavic, who have been clowning this year. Clowning. If you even look at our interview last week with the Bryan brothers, they were like, Mektic and Pavic, you gotta kind of give it up to them.
Exactly.
They got stole on in the first round.
Right.
So they're out. And then they sister team, Krejcikova and Siniakova,
Right?
I guess they were like, shoot, we don't need to be up in here
We don't need to
either.
be here either. Bye.
Yeah.
We gone too.
So, you know what? I'm not even really paying attention to the doubles. I mean,
No.
Jack Sock hasn't pulled out of the doubles yet. He's playing with Neil Skupski. I'm
Right.
kind of interested in that, but, I'm just going to probably be looking at results.
Right. I'm hoping, of course, and I know that you are as well, that Makoko, of course,
Oh,
continues
yes.
to push it forward.
Yes.
If it looks as though they will likely end up playing Mertens and Shea Sway in the quarters, that is going to be
That's
potentially
a
the
match.
battle. Yeah, that's the match right there. But they got to get there first, so they still haven't made it there yet. But I'm predicting that that's going to end up being a quarterfinal. If they can handle up on them, I think they have a great shot of taking this title.
Absolutely, because aren't Mertens and Shea Sway the top seeds?
They are the top seeds.
Yeah, so...
And the second seed is gone, from what I can tell.
Right, because that's Krejcikova and... was that Krejcikova and Siniakova?
Were they the 2 seed? Oh, yeah, yes, I think, yes. Yep, exactly. Yep, I see my draw is all kind of messed up. Yes, they were the second seed, and they gone.
They gone.
They're gone. Bye. So yeah, I feel like Makoko has a great opportunity if they can get by the number 1 seeds, which of course, like I said, is no easy task. But we're gonna keep our thoughts and prayers with them.
Right, absolutely.
That's right.
So Isaac, great review. Any final thoughts or words you have going into the second week of the last major of the year?
Nah, bro. Just that it's been great tennis. Great storylines. I think we're in for a few more surprises.
Yep.
But at the same time, that's what Grand Slam tennis is all about. So hopefully the listeners are enjoying the tennis and they're sticking with Brothers on Tennis. And, stick with us.
Absolutely. And just FYI, we're going to be at Indian Wells Deep. So if you did not get an opportunity to meet us and to vibe with us a bit in New York, come on out to Indian Wells. We'll be there, and we hope to meet many more of you this time around. So,
absolutely.
Final reminder, 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. Join us on Clubhouse for our daily U.S. Open recap. We will be doing it every day this week through Friday. We're not doing it on Saturday and Sunday. So join us out there. Come and get into the party.
Yes.
So with that, thank you, everyone. On behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everyone, be good.